Thank you, Veyron. I am Judge Harrison Blackwood. My role is simple. Separate what is legal from what is right.
Welcome to the Dragon Council headquarters, Victor Kane. We're grateful you accepted our invitation.
I've never met a CEO before. Are you all born in suits or does that happen later?
Usually after the third spreadsheet and the complete loss of joy.
I'll try not to take that personally.
For those watching, tell us what a CEO actually does.
Because from the internet, it looks like meetings about meetings.
And occasionally posting inspirational quotes from a yacht.
A CEO is responsible for strategy, leadership, growth, and thousands of decisions that affect employees and customers.
That's a significant responsibility.
So if the company succeeds, do you get the credit?
And if it fails, do you blame the economy?
Accepts responsibility for both.
What is the hardest part of leading a company?
Please don't say emails.
If he says emails, humanity is finished.
The hardest part is making decisions when every option affects someone differently.
Many people believe CEOs care only about profit. What would you say to them?
I've seen comments. They are not very friendly.
One comment described CEOs as dragons sitting on piles of money. Frankly, I was offended they stole our thing.
Profit matters because it keeps companies alive. Without profit, there are no jobs.
Can a company be both profitable and ethical?
Humans argue about that every day.
Mostly online while pretending to work.
Yes, but it requires long-term thinking. Short-term profit often creates long-term problems.
Let's discuss outsourcing and overseas production.
This is where the comments section becomes very loud.
Translation. This is where people start typing in capital letters.
Companies move production because competition is global. Costs matter.
Some people feel that comes at the expense of workers.
If workers create the products, why are they usually the first thing companies try to save money on?
That's a fantastic question. I'm framing that.
Because labor is one of the largest costs, companies constantly balance affordability, quality, and employment.
The law may permit a decision. That does not automatically make the decision wise or fair.
So, something can be legal and still feel wrong?
Congratulations! You've just summarized half of human history.
The pattern repeats across industries. Efficiency increases while trust decreases.
Public trust is difficult to build and very easy to lose.
Why do companies spend millions earning trust and then destroy it with one bad decision?
Because apparently common sense is not tax deductible.
I have observed that humans often confuse success with wisdom.
And wisdom usually arrives after consequences.
Most crises leave warnings long before they become headlines.
The problem is humans ignore warnings until they arrive wearing flames.
Victor Kane, if you could change one thing about modern business, what would it be?
A question many leaders avoid.
The answer may reveal more than the balance sheet.
Take your time.
Your answer will become part of the official audit. Today we learned that profit creates opportunity, but responsibility creates trust. The Dragon Council's investigation continues.
If I could change one thing about modern business, it would be short-term thinking. Too many leaders focus on the next quarter instead of the next decade.
That's an interesting answer. Why do you think that happens?
Is it because humans like immediate rewards?
Of course they do. Humans invented diets and cheat days at the same time.
Shareholders expect results, markets expect growth, public companies operate under constant pressure.
So pressure influences decisions?
Can pressure make good people make bad decisions?
Welcome to Earth.
Sometimes it can. Leaders are not immune to mistakes.
Let's discuss outsourcing.
This is the question everyone was waiting for.
I can hear the comment section warming up.
When companies move production overseas, the goal is usually lower costs and higher efficiency.
And that often creates criticism.
Why do companies always seem to look for the cheapest option?
Because apparently expensive options are expensive.
Customers want affordable products, businesses respond to demand.
So consumers are part of the equation too.
If everyone wants cheap products, does everyone share responsibility?
Careful. Humans hate being included in the problem.
Business decisions rarely exist in isolation. Customers, investors, governments, and companies all influence outcomes.
That sounds more complicated than most people realize.
Do CEOs ever feel guilty about difficult decisions?
Please say yes.
The good ones do. Laying off employees is never enjoyable.
Many people believe executives don't understand ordinary struggles.
Have you ever worried about paying bills?
Before or after the yacht?
I grew up in a working-class family. Success changes circumstances, but not where you came from.
That may surprise some viewers.
What is the biggest misconception about CEOs?
Besides the private island?
That we spend our days counting money. Most of my time is spent solving problems.
Leadership often means carrying responsibility others never see.
If nobody sees the responsibility, how do they know who deserves credit?
Humans solved that problem. They argue about it online.
Public perception is often built from the most visible examples, not the most common ones.
A few bad leaders can damage trust in an entire profession.
So every CEO is judged by the worst CEOs?
Just like every driver is judged by the one who forgot what indicators are.
Trust is earned slowly and lost quickly.
Which is true in business law and life.
Patterns of trust and distrust exist in every society.
Humans can lose trust in a company faster than they lose their phone charger.
Victor Kane, what obligation does a successful company have to society?
A company should create value, provide opportunity, and contribute positively to the communities it serves.
Many claim that goal. Few achieve it consistently.
The challenge is not making promises. The challenge is honoring them.
The audit continues. One final matter remains unresolved. In our next session, we will examine power, influence, and the true cost of corporate success. Victor Kane, the Dragon Council has reviewed your testimony. Before we close this file, there are still questions that deserve answers.
This is not about attacking success. It is about understanding the responsibilities that come with power.
When a company becomes extremely successful, does it gain more responsibility to society or only more influence?
Because humans seem very comfortable accepting the influence part and much less excited about the responsibility part.
The larger a company becomes, the more responsibility it carries. Its decisions affect employees, customers, suppliers, communities, and entire industries.
Then, let's talk about executive compensation. Many people struggle to understand the growing gap between leaders and workers.
If a company has a difficult year and employees lose their jobs, why do executives sometimes still receive bonuses?
That's the question that has been waiting outside the boardroom for 20 years.
Bonuses are usually tied to specific performance targets. Whether people agree with those systems is a different discussion.
But many employees see those situations as unfair.
If workers helped build the company, shouldn't success be shared more equally when things go well?
And shouldn't sacrifice be shared more equally when things go badly?
Those are reasonable questions. Different companies answer them in different ways, and some do it better than others.
Do you believe modern business rewards long-term thinking enough?
Or are people mostly rewarded for making next month's numbers look good?
Humans have a strange talent for solving tomorrow's problems by creating bigger problems for next year.
Short-term thinking is one of the biggest weaknesses in modern business. Sustainable growth requires patience.
Patience seems increasingly rare in many parts of society.
Why does everything need to grow all the time? Why is stability never enough?
Exactly. Humans treat growth like a religion and then act surprised when they're exhausted.
Investors expect growth because growth usually creates opportunity, innovation, and expansion.
But growth without balance can create problems too.
If profits rise every year but employee morale falls every year, is that really success?
Now we're asking dangerous questions. I like it.
Success cannot be measured by one number alone. Healthy organizations require trust, culture, and long-term stability.
Then why do so many organizations seem to focus only on financial results?
Is it because financial results are easier to measure than human well-being?
Humans love spreadsheets. Feelings are much harder to fit into quarterly reports.
Financial results are visible. Culture and morale are harder to quantify, but they matter greatly.
Let's discuss influence. Powerful leaders shape more than companies.
Do CEOs ever think about the example they set for younger generations?
Because some people seem to believe success means working 80 hours a week and answering emails at midnight.
Leadership influences culture whether you intend it to or not. Leaders should be aware of that responsibility.
The greater the influence, the greater the duty to use it wisely.
Who watches the powerful when the powerful are the ones making the decisions?
That's why judges, journalists, auditors, and angry comment sections exist.
Every system eventually creates mechanisms that challenge its own excesses.
Accountability is not a punishment. It is a safeguard.
Why do some people fear accountability if they believe they are doing the right thing?
Because confidence and correctness are not always the same thing.
Good leaders should welcome accountability. It improves decisions and strengthens trust.
That answer earns respect, but only if it is practiced consistently.
Patterns reveal character more clearly than promises.
Translation: humans should watch what people do, not just listen to what they say.
I agree with that. Trust is built through actions repeated over time.
And that principle applies equally to companies, governments, and individuals.
The same lesson appears everywhere the Council investigates.
After 3 episodes, we've discovered a shocking secret. Actions have consequences.
The testimony of Victor Kane is complete. The Council has reached its conclusion. Power creates responsibility. Influence creates obligation. Success creates accountability. The audit is closed. The investigation continues.